We've been teasing you with lots of updates on the K-Swift, but we're here at TMP to finally track test it and see how much faster we can go than we did last year. You guys will remember Kevin. Last time we shot an update on this car, the K-Swift was pretty much ready to run, right?
Yep, it was very close.
So what have you buttoned up since then?
Well, yeah, we just finished up all the details. Got everything wired up, sash it on point, finished up the wiring harness and connected it with our old switch panel.
Yeah.
So that's all good to go. And,
Okay.
and we had a few issues with some sensors.
Yeah.
We've worked that out too.
Okay.
And we got it on the dyno. It's made in and around 200 wheel horsepower, so pretty significant bump over what we were running with the Swift motor.
130 last year, was it?
Yeah, 140 probably was what we were running it at.
Okay.
So it's a whole lot more fun to drive.
I bet, yeah. 6 gears now, too.
6 gears, yep. Full TSX JDM gearbox.
Yeah.
Right now it's got the 4.7 final drive in it, but I've got a different final drive. I got the 5.4.
Oh, wow.
So we will try that later.
Okay.
But just got it up and running. We also broke an axle, one of the original axles that we had custom made for this, so we went to 300M material.
Okay.
Which was a much stronger material, and have had no issues whatsoever with the custom axles now.
Are those just Chrysler 300? I'm joking, not Chrysler 300. You were also having ball joint issues in the front end?
Yeah, at Grid Life we had some ball joint issues because of the ride height that we're now running. We made room for proper suspension travel through raising the strut towers, and went through bump steered everything. Everything was good, but we're still running the OEM ball joints,
Yeah.
and because of the angle of the control arms, they were actually starting to pry out the ball joints, so we were getting very early ball joint failure.
Yeah.
So we've reworked all of the control arms. We've done Chris at CarFab did custom spherical ball joints.
Sweet.
In the end, so they're easy to swap out if we ever have a problem.
Yeah.
And there's a roll center correction in it, so it's spaced out. We were losing camber through suspension travel. I forget the figures, but it was like
a lot.
Scary amount,
Yeah.
just because of the geometry.
Yeah.
So now we're back to camber gain through suspension compression.
This sounds good to me.
So the wing is a new addition.
Seriously, chassis mounted too, like right
Yeah,
through.
I just did it super simple.
Yeah.
Again, amateur builder, amateur shop. I don't have a welder or anything, so this is all. It's budget. It's stuff from Home Depot and TSC, but but it's very functional. The wing is super strong.
It is very strong.
It's not moving anywhere, and,
Yeah.
and it's got a direct mounting point to the chassis, which is very effective for what we've been using it for so far.
Well, I feel like I'm stuffed inside a little Christmas present here. She's a very tight to fit, but you know what? It's going to be a blast. I'm really stoked to finally drive this car. It's been a long time coming. My best time in the car with the old motor was a 1:18.6, so we got to beat that. Hopefully by, I don't know, I'd like to go 1:16 something if I could. 1:15 would be a dream lap, but I think 2 seconds quicker would be a pretty substantial improvement, so let's give her a rip. brakes to the floor. Holy shit. Well, I may have broken the K-Swift a little bit. I had an exciting moment there, as you saw in the footage. The pedal went right to the floor and I had zero brakes. I've had this happen to me once before in my dad's Corvette actually, where a brake line failed. So I assumed when I went off like that, it must have been a brake line failure or some major component, but to our surprise, when we got back here, you couldn't find anything wrong really.
No, I pulled it all apart and looked for brake line failure, didn't find anything. Basically, I've done a bit of a once-over, even taken the car back out on the track, and I've got brakes again.
Yeah.
So, and amazingly, the car is still driving straight. Suspension seems fine, and like I said, the brakes are back. So we're scratching our heads a little bit about it. We think it might be a heat issue, something going on in the calipers.
Yeah, or in the master maybe.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I mean, when your brakes just switch off like that, you would think it had to have been a big failure, but there was no knockback issues, there was no fade issues in the previous 3 or 4 laps. So, in my mind, even when I came off the track after driving it out of the weeds, I was pumping the brakes and there was nothing happening. There was nobody home. So to come back and have it cool off, to have brakes back again, it's like, well, it has to be a heat issue, but why would heat cause just a sudden turn off of the brakes? It's a mystery to us at this point, so we'll go do some homework. We'll try to figure this out. We don't want to keep breaking Kevin's car, and I'm sure he doesn't want to keep fixing it, although he's very good at fixing it. He's a pro at that, really. So, oh, and the good news is we did go faster.
We went faster.
We went 18.0, which is the fastest this car has ever gone.
Yep.
And that was just starting to put some heat in the tires. It would have gone 16 something for sure.
Yeah, I think so.
It may even have a high 15 in it once we really get it dialed in. So we shall persevere.
What about the diff? How was the diff feeling out there?
The diff was actually feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
In third gear, now that you've changed the gearing around a little since the last time I drove it, is that right?
Nope, same gearing.
Okay. Well, maybe I was just driving it better and using third in places where I used to use second.
Sure.
So I wasn't spinning the tires as much. The diff felt pretty good.
Okay.
I think a clutch type diff here might help us, but first we got to get some brakes in the car.
Yep.
I apologize to all you Swift owners out there. I know you hate me right now, but believe me, it wasn't intentional. We'll be back. We will go fast.